For the past few months, I've been struggling with mental health out of self-doubt and fright of pursuing goals that I really want to achieve. I truly want to create.
I somehow see what's beautiful.
Maybe I'm not rich enough to understand why cenat is struggling with his mental health. Maybe I'm just not in the same echelon as him. Hate this nigga so much, bro.
Fame, millions of followers, exclusive brand deals, and enough Twitch subs to feed a small country or small countries. But even with all of that at the tip of his fingers, cenat took a break. And when he came back, he was no longer the same, and neither was his audience. Get ready, because this is going to get super deep. Kai disappeared from streaming for a little bit, no schedule, no real updates. He kind of just pulled a Corey Kenshin, but we already know he just did another stream marathon and actively cut his hair with LeBron. Kai has found himself in rooms with politicians and celebrities all over, and I won't even say too much on the Hollywood demons. It just got me wondering if someone stole one of bro's locks and started doing some twisted magic on bro. I mean, a bunch of his audience resonated with the idea that he was likely burnt out, constantly working, never getting any sleep. I mean, to always have the cameras on, always have to be entertaining, and still bringing enough money for each investment to be worth it sounds extremely exhausting. His break is bigger than just being tired. Bro probably is destroyed on the inside considering how much he put on the line for this. He put his all into making content and connections. I wouldn't be surprised if he got tired of being the new viral clip every week. I feel like it's hard to explain burnout to someone who's never loved something enough to where it starts to drain you. Most people live paycheck to paycheck and don't do the things they really want to do in life out of fear. Passed down from other generations, it's believed that Gen Z is lazy and complains too much for having to deal with the problems left over from the former gen. And now when we want mental health days or breaks, there be times where it's overly necessary, but they make it seem like we shouldn't have it at all, whether you're rich or poor. I gave everything to streaming every day, every night, constantly entertaining, constantly moving. After months of lighting up the platform, making Twitch probably double their income in the past few years, the spark was fading for a while now. You just wouldn't see it from the TikTok clips. Kai has been the literal socialite for all the people around him for a minute now. He's put so many people on, so many businesses on, it's hard to keep track. There was a time he had a whole meal at McDonald's. I got a 9-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's, rarest item ever. If you want one, you gotta subscribe. Speculation came up after a breakup that wasn't even confirmed yet. Kai came online airing out his laundry and the internet did what it do. It started claiming young boy this, young boy that. I ain't even gonna push the agenda regardless of the truth. The effect was clear. In his comeback video, he was way more reclusive and looked emotionally wrung out. It seems he's having back-to-back frontal lobe moments after meeting them lizard people at the top or something. But the reaction was not in agreement. And this, people, is what happens when you spend your career always making jokes and being the joke. Kai is a human, but for the internet, he's a guy for people to laugh with, sometimes laughed at. They kind of fail to see him anything past that. He's just having fun, embracing his character. He was blowing up at a young age. He still had to grow up. He basically grew up online like some streamers now. He couldn't have fathomed how big he was going to be, but now people use that character against him. Of course, he got some supporters, but he got all this hate for watching anime and wanting to just improve himself. A man can't watch some TV? Some cartoons? Like, damn, I think people really don't realize he was born in the 2000s like most of us. He chose this path like anyone does, but does he deserve to be treated like a puppet? Just because he's been famous and popping longer than most internet personalities, people question his greatness and what he's accomplished. I should even be having to come into his freaking defense, but it's like, obviously being a millionaire streamer is not perfect. Easier than a 9 to 5, of course, but it's not perfect. People love to watch you rise, but some also love to see you fall. Kai didn't just go through a breakup, he went through a public one, and now he about to go through another with his fake ass fans. In my opinion, he shouldn't even have said nothing about the breakup, because now people are gonna flip it to make it seem like that's the only reason a man could be sad. Even outside of the disrespect that his girl got, there was a few times in my life I was sad, and I remember someone asking me, "Oh, it's about that girl," and I'd be like, "Motherfucker, why are you assuming I'm heartbroken just because I'm not in the mood? Why is being heartbroken and sad still an aesthetic? Like, no, I just missed breakfast and my feet hurt. But if I complain, well, who gives a fuck?" This man streamed himself for most of the past few years of his life. I'd be tired of y'all too. I talked about finding peace and joy in watching anime, which I like for him. Sometimes I like to hop on Netflix after dropping a video. Social media creators ain't just watching the feed all day. The ones super locked in doing that are eventually gonna have to take some type of break, including the biggest. He's not a machine and neither is the team behind him. Never was a huge anime guy either, so I related to Kai heavy because when I first watched Death Note or even My Hero, I was like, okay, this anime not that bad. But I still turned it off after a while, but it was cool though, it was cool. If money and fame was so simple to solving all our problems, poor people would have already ended it all, and more rich people would probably be doing some good in the world instead of making things like Twitter. I mean, why do you think them Disney stars start getting jiggy, if you know what I mean? Attention at a young age, people telling you how to act, how to look, how to be, telling you you're not enough, your booty stinks, all type shit, as if they know you for real. But whole time you still growing up, you still learning. People can change and so can you. Kai may be a millionaire, but that doesn't mean he's simply immune to sadness. Everyone talks about the dream of being rich and famous, but so little acknowledge the dehumanization aspect of it, almost like an animal in a cage for people to watch. Sometimes you get treats, you get baths, you get a pat on the back, but you're still in a cage. Kai leaving to find himself is him leaving that cage, leaving the jester, the reality show, PR trained Kai, all behind behind him and figuring out who he really is without the persona. Same could be said for you. Why are you staying in that cage? Why are you staying in a box? If you don't like how things are, find a way to change it, please. I will call him out. He definitely has been a trend hopper doing what looks cool, but it comes with aging. I think at this point, especially after that messy breakup, that he just really needs to evolve and pop it. He's famous for a reason. The haters are just people that love you but don't understand why. When we say money can't buy happiness, we forget that it also can't buy rest or understanding, or a moment where you get to just be you. For Kai, being on all the time stopped being sustainable. He's not invincible. While money exposes you to more, that more is not always a good thing. But most people are too broke to try and find that out themselves. I never said I was rich either, but I'd say I'm pretty happy and I don't need a few M's. Shit, it would be nice though. I ain't even out of college and I've heard so many people call me broke and tell me I ain't gonna make no type of money doing what I'm doing in school or on YouTube. Attention brings hate, fame brings isolation. Money can elevate, but it'll never heal. There are people out there who show love and I appreciate the shit out of them. The culture right now is so tied down to attention, validation, aesthetics, and virality. Where's the room for humanity, peace, and some damn respect? Kai isn't just one of the biggest streamers. He's a mirror for what happens when we chase everything except for peace. We don't need more money. We don't need more money. We need more healing, more grace, more time, and maybe, just maybe, a little more anime. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever felt burnt out like Kai? I mean, you're not rich, but you can still be burnt out. Maybe you're still burnt out. Go read a book. Go do something you loved doing. Talk to someone, please. And do you believe money can buy happiness? And if you do, let me know why. Why are you so like... Never mind. I'll be back soon. Vibing to the music, oh, this is how we do it. Alright, raising down the freeway. Just me and my baby in our ride. Just me and my boss. Nowhere easy. Oh, it's an easy.
I used to fuck with Kai, but this is crazy as fuck, dude. And y'all are defending him.